thinking about this for weeks and I haven't really known how to put it, and I still don't really know if I'm putting it in the right way. Hi friends, I'm Jenica Hill, and welcome to my channel, which is all about celebrating and embracing your full magical self. Because you, my dear friend, are so magical. If you're new, please hit that subscribe button. Helps more people see these videos. Okay, so today might be a little bit messy. I already recorded this once and the mic wasn't all the way plugged in, so I didn't have sound. It's the kind of day this is right now. But today I would like to talk about creative limitlessness. Specifically for actors, but this could apply to pretty much anyone. Okay, little background. I'm an actor. You know, if you've watched some of my other videos or looked at my Instagram, I used to live in LA. I went to school at USC for theater, and I moved to Atlanta about 6 years ago, and I've been acting here since then. So that's why I'm talking about this, but also, I have to be honest, talking about acting is something that I've wanted to do on this channel, but I've been nervous because in my head are all these thoughts like,
what if people look at my IMDb and they're like, why would I listen to this girl about acting? She hasn't done enough stuff.
Something along those lines of not enoughness and not receiving the kind of outside validation that I think I should receive in order to give anybody advice about acting. However, the way I feel right now in my life is that I have a sense of happiness and fulfillment in my life as an actor, and a sense of acceptance with who I am in my craft, what I offer, and what I'd like to do, that I think comes as a result of being my full magical self. And this is a recent development, and I don't have it all figured out, don't get me wrong, but that's why I want to talk about acting in terms of being a happy actor, not necessarily a on paper successful actor. Okay? And if you are an actor, then you know how annoying it is when you tell someone you're an actor and they're like, well, what have you been in? And if you have like a whole list of things to tell them, good for you. That has not always been the case for me. I've been like,
well, I don't know, I've done some things you'd probably never heard of.
And it can be kind of demoralizing. So that's what went through my head before I decided to talk about this topic, because I was like, oh, what if people judge me? But you know what? Judge away. I don't really care, to be honest. Like, I care, but at the end of the day, I don't care because I love myself. And that's what I want all of you to do, is love yourselves. Okay. That's a little look into the psyche of Jenica. You see all my insecurities inside? We all have them. Boopy-doo boop. Creative limitlessness. Let me explain why I want to talk about this today. So, as an actor who used to live in LA, I was told, and maybe you can relate, if I didn't pursue acting and only acting and focus so much on acting more than eating or sleeping or family or friends or doing anything fun, then I would never be successful. And if I wasn't going to put it above everything else, then I should just quit now. You know, there were always those acting classes where the teacher would be like,
if you can picture yourself doing literally anything else, raise your hand and you should leave this room.
Which is fine, and I understand why people say that. You know, my professors were like, don't leave LA, you have to stay in LA. I left LA and I'm so much happier. Shh, I'll do a video about LA versus Atlanta, in my opinion, another time. Essentially, I was told that if I focused on anything but acting, then I would never make it to the point that I wanted to make it as a successful actor. For me, that means making money just acting would be great, right? That's my idea of success. Everybody has their own measure of success. That requires another video. Anyway, it's a longer topic, but I always worried that if I did anything else creatively for too long or put too much effort into it, that it would mean that I was telling the universe it was okay for me not to get acting jobs and not be seen as an actor. But about the same time I started this YouTube channel, I had this crazy aha moment, okay? And before this aha moment, I knew that doing other creative things was good for your mind and soul and stuff. I had done The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, highly recommend. I've talked about it before. And in that, she talks about taking yourself out on artist dates and trying new creative things that you may have kept yourself from trying because you didn't think it was worth your time. So I knew that these things were good, but I didn't actually internalize that knowledge. During COVID, I didn't really do anything creative for money, right? I didn't want to audition because I didn't want to go on set and be unsafe. I didn't make myself start a YouTube channel until the end of the year, I kind of gave myself permission just to work my writing job so I could make as much money as possible, so I could create as much of a safety net as possible in case the economy crashed, in case my husband and I got sick, things like that. So I did. By the end of the year, I found that I had actually been writing in my morning pages a lot of fiction and was loving it. And I was just doing it for me. No one was going to see it. It wasn't going to be a novel that I was going to try to publish and monetize and all of that. And so I had gotten a masterclass subscription from my parents, thanks parents, for Christmas the year before. And I hadn't really watched that many of them, so I decided, okay, I'm going to watch some masterclasses by fiction writers. So I watched Margaret Atwood's masterclass. She's hilarious and so smart. And then I watched Judy Blume's masterclass. And the first thing that she says in her masterclass, which it's a very short, so I'm not taking any money away from her or masterclass, but she basically says,
no one can teach you how to be a writer. I am here today just to teach you how to be free.
And I immediately fell in love with her, but also I realized I have always loved stories. I was an English minor. I've always loved writing my own characters, writing my own situations. And I had allowed myself to write for work, and I allowed myself to write scripts so that I could act in them to further my acting career. But I had never allowed myself to write fiction for me, for fun, for no other reason than because it was enjoyable. And it just opened my mind to this idea that,
Wow, I could actually start writing fiction for fun. Why haven't I allowed myself to do that? Also, I could write a book if I want. I don't have to, but I could, and it wouldn't make me any less of an actor.
and once I kind of opened my mind, I also decided to start this YouTube channel as a creative outlet for myself. I realized that I had been keeping my full self from me by waiting around for someone to say yes to me as an actor, by not pursuing all the creative outlets that would help make me a fuller, happier person. Okay, so I don't know if you relate to this. Whether you're an actor or not, maybe you're in a slump right now. Maybe you feel like you just haven't progressed in the way that you want to progress in your career, whether it's acting or something else. Maybe you haven't gotten a promotion. Maybe you haven't booked a job in a while. Maybe you just feel like you're completely at a standstill. I think it is actually so valuable to pursue something else that you love just for fun. Even if you can do it on your off time. I know as actors sometimes we have 5 jobs and we're trying to make money and pay for all these headshots and classes and things that people make us pay for because they're preying on our vulnerability. It's a whole other thing. And so we don't have a lot of time. But any extra time that you have, try doing something else creatively that you have either kept yourself from doing or stopped doing because you thought you had to focus only on the job at hand. Take some time to sit with yourself and journal and think about some things that you've always wanted to do that you've never done, or things that you used to do that you haven't done in a really long time. Maybe it's writing, fiction or nonfiction. Maybe it's roller skating. Maybe it's painting. Maybe it's figure skating. Whatever you can do to open up your creativity and make yourself feel limitless and powerful, that's what I want you to do. I just had this wonderful conversation on the set of a commercial, COVID safe, with this guy, Jonathan Wade. I'm going to link to his YouTube channel because he's a photographer and he so happens to also have a YouTube channel. But we were talking about the idea that you do not have to monetize everything you love to do. And I think, here I am on YouTube, and of course I would love to be monetized. Please subscribe. But I'm doing it as a hobby right now. And you don't always have to monetize your hobbies, right? Maybe you're watching this and you're like,
Yeah, I know.
but I didn't know that. Everything that I did felt like it needed to be in pursuit of success somehow. You know, if I was reading a book, it was so that I could know success. If I was writing, it would be to eventually publish or go into a project I was working on. But if you're in a slump, maybe try something else creative and let yourself go free. If you're an actor and you feel like you're in a slump, try taking a week off or a month off if you want. You know, don't take auditions for a bit and try something new, and you never know what could happen. So here's what I think is good, okay, about thinking of your creativity as completely limitless and allowing yourself to pursue tons of different creative pursuits if you want. I understand the importance of focus, but I'm more talking about the limited idea that if you try something else, then you're not going to be successful. So I think that 1, it will help you get unstuck. And 2, it will make you a happier, more fulfilled person. Because here's the thing, and here's what I really want to communicate. Because I've been thinking about this for weeks, and I haven't really known how to put it, and I still don't really know if I'm putting it in the right way, but you are living your life for you. I wanted to create a YouTube channel. I wanted to write more fiction. I started writing an erotic novel, okay? This YouTube channel has kept me from it a little, and we're in pre-production for a show that I've been writing for years with a team of writers. That's very exciting, and it's also why these videos are going to be a little bit shorter for the next couple weeks. But what was I saying? Oh, once I allowed myself to do these new things and try some new things that scared me, that felt like maybe they were taking time away from my
Acting pursuits.
I realized that I am so much more than I was allowing myself to be. And I want that for you. Because at the end of the day, if you have just been pursuing acting or something else so hard that you've been saying no to everything else in your life, everything else that could make you happy, will the success be worth all that? I don't know, maybe it will. And if you're a booking machine right now, like, keep going, keep riding that train. That's amazing. But that's the question I just want us to ask ourselves, actors. What can we do to live life for us and not just for the yes and for the booking and for the success and the outside validation? Because at the end of the day, we have to love who we are and we have to love what we do. The other thing is, the more you experience in life, the better actor you will be. So if taking a little bit of time away from auditioning and networking and all that kind of stuff to experience the world is what you need, then that will probably help your acting more than you realize. This is just something that's been on my mind. I hope that it was helpful to you. Please comment below if you have any thoughts about this. If you're an actor and you resonate with the way I'm feeling and you want to see another video that's a little bit more focused, I'm happy to make another video in the future discussing this, but I think it's a huge topic, and it's basically about the way that our society has told us that we need to show up, not just as actors, but as people. And if we're constantly striving for success all the time in a certain prescribed way, if we're following other people's advice and not our own hearts, then, how will we feel? Oh man. Full disclosure, I don't know if any of what I just said made sense, but thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for dealing with my foggy brain today. Of course, as always, please go out and be your full magical self today. The world needs you just as you are. Thank you so much. Mwah.